Hello, Just Too Good here, back with another review, and today we're reviewing set number 60091. It's the LEGO City Deep Sea Starter Set. The summer 2015 set, it has 90 pieces, 3 minifigures, and it retails for $10 in the United States. Now let's take a look at the minifigures. So here's the first of the divers. Instead of having the wetsuit design that some of the other divers in this set have, he has this kind of deep sea, it's definitely a heavier suit compared to the others, where he actually uses this helmet piece that's used in the space exploration theme for this year, but it was actually used for Atlantis and some of the 2011 space sets as well. So that came out pretty cool. And this is actually the cheapest way you could get this guy, who also has a nice face print and some nice torso and leg printing. Love how that came out because you could use that for some space sets. And the design of him is very cool. And like I said, cheapest way to get him, because the only other way you could get him is the $120 set. So that's kind of cool, because this is a $10 set, much cheaper. And he has this nice kind of little pick right here, which he could use to kind of open stuff. It's kind of cool with that. So that's it for now, and now let's go into the next minifigure. So here is the next diver, which there's actually two that look very similar in the set. There's the male one, then there's this female one right here. But this one has a walkie-talkie, and I love the use of these kind of wetsuit or kind of flippers on the bottom in red, which it's nice to get those in red, and it really has this nice new color scheme for the deep sea diving line. And the little walkie-talkie actually has that nice printed piece right there, which isn't new but still a little bit uncommon. And you can see his gear all around. And then once you take off that little oxygen tank, you can see some nice back printing on his torso. And then his face print is actually a very common one, but you could easily lift up his little snorkel kind of glasses right there. So very cool printing on the front of his torso and legs as well. Love how that came out. And here is a female diver who basically has the same torso, legs, and the same helmet and the same flippers as the last diver we took a look at. But she has a different accessory and a different face print. Her accessory is this little camera right here, which is actually kind of cool. It's just a camera molding that we've seen before, but they use this kind of lens add-on, which is just a 1x1 circular tile in a transclear color. And you can see her face print right there, but like I said, her back printing and everything is the same as the other diver, and she even has the same little oxygen tank on the back like that. So here are the two builds included in the set, as well as a shark in the middle. First, we'll take a look at the shark, which is actually the new design for summer 2015. Basically, it uses that gill design that we've seen in a lot of sets with those little molded gills. But then it has these printed eyes right here instead of the molded eyes. Now, it's interesting to have these printed eyes because it looks like it has an eyebrow, but really, I'm pretty sure that's just kind of a groove design that they put to print right there. So that opens and closes, and of course, you are two separate pieces, so you just kind of attach it to those parts right there, and it fits on quite well. And then just going around, you can see it also has some little gill printing right there. Very cool design. And this is actually the cheapest way to get this design of shark in this gray color. So that's pretty cool. And then for this platform right here, nothing too special. It's just a little play area where you could kind of excavate, sorry about that, this little crate right here, which is actually filled with some treasures. That goes on that little jumper piece. And the treasures inside are actually a ruby and 2 gold medallions, which are just 1x1 little circular tiles in a pearl gold color. So you kind of just stick that back on that little jumper piece right there, and that's really it. They also have this foliage right here, which is kind of on this hinge piece, so you can move it up and down and kind of cover it up, which is actually kind of a cool design. So the last part is this little vehicle right here, which is the remote sub. Actually, there's a remote sub in almost all of the sets for this deep sea exploration theme for City. But this one is the smallest. And it kind of has a cute design. I like how it came out. I also like how they kind of use these kind of snot techniques, stud knot on top techniques, to kind of put these little turbo jets on the side, which came out quite well. They have a little handlebar on the back, so you can make one of the divers kind of hold on to it, which comes out pretty cool. And you can just kind of swoosh it underwater or whatever you want to do. And the front also has some cool light designs right there, with this one on the hinge, and then this one kind of covered up by this glass, or, you know, kind of plastic covering, which I actually like how they use that piece to make it look a little bit like a undersea kind of light. So that's actually a cool design, and I like how that came out. And that's really it. You also have these little excavating claws on front to kind of carry around stuff. You can even make it carry around the jewel. And that's it for now for all the builds. Now let's go on to the box and the final verdict. Here's a box. I love the background of the whole city and everything and how they're underwater. And then you have this little instruction booklet right here, which gives me really my first look of this little instruction advert on the back, which actually came out very, very cool. So that's it for now, and now let's go on to the final verdict. So overall, this is a set that I can confidently say is a pretty darn good set. Now, it's not a great set, though, because honestly, some of the builds are a little bit disappointing. This build right here, and then this build right here are basically downsized versions of builds that you can find in some of the other sets in the Deep Sea line. Now, it's not a big flaw because you can't really find any of these little, I guess, exploration kind of vehicles right here this size in any of the other sets, and you can't really find just this little kind of foliage in this size either in any of the other sets. And the minifigure selection is quite good. I mean, you do have these two common divers right here, but this deep sea diver with this kind of elongated helmet only comes in one other set, which is a big set. So a little bit like how the Space Starter set had that one minifigure that came in the $120 set, in a $10 set, which was that. This one has this minifigure, which comes in a $120 set, which is this $10 set. And then instead of including a fourth minifigure, they just include this little shark right here, which this is the cheapest way to get this new shark. So that's a plus in my book. So I will rate this set a B+. A very good set, and I do recommend you to get it to expand your city. And it's also a great way to just get minifigures on cheap, especially ones with this great printing. So that's it for now, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.